Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to a new secondary grade lesson for today. Today, as you can see here, we have vocabulary and grammar. So we're going to learn a bunch of words and also talk about some grammar. This is taken from your book, The Traveler. So if we get started with the objectives, we mainly have two. One for vocabulary and the second for grammar. For the vocabulary, for number one, we're going to use topic vocabulary in context and distinguish between words easily confused. So sometimes we have words that they seem to have the same meaning, like work and job, and some other words that have like story and tale, speak and say. So many words that have the similar meaning. We're going to know how to distinguish between their meanings. As for number two, the grammar, we're going to use some auxiliary verbs like may, might, can, and could that express possibility. You can say I swim, and you can say I can swim, or I might swim, or I could swim, or I may swim. It means you are expressing possibility. You're saying, yes, you can do that. So if we go to the first two words, which are a little bit confusing, so we have words like work and job. We need to distinguish between the word work and job, or career and profession. So sometimes we have the same meaning and sometimes we have slight differences. Work, it means anything you do as a work, like homework, classwork, housework. But the word job, work, you can do it at any time. You can do it at 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 p.m., 1 p.m. But for job is most of the time we use it for things you do every day, like the job in the government, like a job as a teacher, and so on. So the question for today is, what is the difference between work and job? And this is what we just explained. So if we jump off to the more confusing words, so we need to learn how to use them and differentiate, amongst the meanings. So the question is, use the words in the boxes to complete the sentences. So we have almost two confusing words. We need to choose one here and one here. So if you know one here, you know the other one. So for the first one, for the first box, we have ticket and we have fare. They almost have the same meaning. So if you go to a concert, if you go to a movie, you buy the ticket or you pay the fare. So let's distinguish between the fare and the ticket. For number one, don't forget to buy your ticket for the match, or don't forget to buy your fare for the match. We need to choose one. If we know one, then we know the other. It's better to take the bus if you cannot afford the taxi fare. So fare is amount of money, and ticket is you pay for bus, plane, train, concert, movie. You buy the ticket. So if we want to write the answer, so the best answer for number one is for one. This is one ticket, okay, and fare is number two. So as we said, you buy the ticket for train, for plane, or for ship, or for movie. And the fare is on the second one, so it means amount of money like fees. Also another couple of confusing words in the second box, which is strange and foreign. Strange, something strange or a stranger. Foreign also has the same meaning but almost in a different way. So there is a, number 3, there is a strange smell in the kitchen, or there's a foreign smell in the kitchen. Or for number 4, students have to study one foreign language and can choose either French or Spanish. So there is a strange smell. That is the best answer. So there is a strange smell in the kitchen. And of course, the second one is number 4. You must study, or students must study, a foreign language. Okay. Strange means odd here. Anything that is odd or suspicious. And for number 4, you have to study one foreign language, which is another language, something from outside the country. So number 1 is ticket. Don't forget to buy your ticket for the match. And number 2, to take the bus if you can't afford the taxi fare. Number 3 is a strange smell in the kitchen. And number 4, students have to study one foreign language and can choose either French or Spanish. Now we have more confusing words in the box for 5 and 6, 7 and 8. For the first box, we have mention and report. So when mention something, it means you remember something or you write something. And when you say a report, it means you report something or you write a report about something. So number 5, did he mention what time he could be home, or did he report what time could be home? Number 6, if your passport is stolen, you should report it to the police or you should mention it to the police. So the best answer for number 5, did he mention? It means did he say? Did he say? Okay, number Hiba, it's better to say did he mention what time? It means did he talk? Did he say? Did he specify what time he could go home? And number 6, if your passport is stolen, you should report it to the police. So report for number 6. To report something, it means you have an official paper where you go report it to the police, you can report it to the school, to any official department of the government. So did he mention what time he could be home? It means did he say what time he could be home? If your passport is stolen, you should report it to the police. Another box for 7 and 8, we have similar and identical. Similar is something like close. Identical, it means a replica. It's just like a copy-paste. It's 100% a copy. And we call it a replica, so we call it identical. Just like some identical twins. If you have 2 twins, they look exactly the same, and we say, oh, even the mother and the father cannot differentiate these twins. They are identical twins. It means they are a replica or a copy of one another. Similar is something close. Close. So the 2 books were so similar or identical, I felt like I had read the same book twice. And for number 8, Ted and Fred are similar twins or identical twins, and they look exactly alike. So what do you say, Hiba, for number 7? The 2 books were so similar or were so identical? So, yes, number 7, the books were very close. So this is 7. It means they were very close. They were not identical. If they were identical, you're not going to read them because it's going to be the same book. But they're very close. And of course, number 8 is identical twins. It means they are 2 twins and they look the same. And they look the same, so they are identical. So as you said, we have talked about some words like ticket and fare, strange and foreign, mention and report, similar and identical. Now let's jump off to grammar. When you can do something, sometimes we use some auxiliary verbs to express how often and how much you can do something. For example, you can say, I swim every day. And if you don't believe, I can say, I could swim. I can swim. It means you are expressing, you are telling, you are saying that you can do this. I can swim. I can pass the test. I could buy a house, and so on. So can in the present and could in the past, may in the present and might in the past. So we use can and could, may and might to express possibility, to express possibility. So can in the present, it has some kind of a meaning that expresses general ability. For example, I can speak English. You are telling me that you are able to speak English. I can speak English. I can speak Spanish. I can cook kapsa, and so on. Also, we use it to ask for permission. Can I borrow your pen, please? Can I? Is it okay? So you are asking for permission. Also, we use can to request for something. Can you help me, please? Are you able to help me? Will you help me? So you're asking for help or you are requesting something. Also, as we said, for possibility, it can get very cold there at night. Or it can rain tomorrow evening. Also, we use it to offer help to someone. When you offer help to someone, you say, can I carry your bags for you? If you want to help your teacher, you say, can I carry the books for you? So you're asking for help and you're offering help. Also, in the negative can, in the negative cannot, it means something not allowed or something prohibited. Example, you cannot smoke in the classroom or in this room. You can't go to the party. You can't hit children. You can't park in a wrong lane, and so on. Now for could, which is the past of can in the present, could in the past, but it also expresses certain things. So could also, it's the same, but in the past, it is, or it expresses general ability. So you can do this. I could play the piano, I could play the guitar, I could buy a house. So you're saying you are able to do this. There's no big difference between them, but you can use this in the present and you can use it in the past. In both cases, you are expressing ability, permission, and request. You can also ask for permission and it's more polite, very nice. Could I use your bathroom, please? Could I use your bathroom, please? Or to request something more polite. Could you pass me that salt, please? Or possibility in the past, you could have broken your leg. Or you can suggest. So you could say, we could go to the movie if you like. We could watch a movie. We could go on a picnic. So you're trying to make suggestion here. And in a conditional can, you remember we can use conditional with second type of F, or F the second type. If we had some oranges, I could or I would make you some fresh juice. And here you are just expressing some kind of possibility. So can in the present and could in the present, they almost express the same thing, but can is always more polite, nicer than can. Now, may and might, they are very, very polite, okay? May in the present and might in the past. Let's see. It might rain later, so take an umbrella. So you're trying to say that there is a possibility of rain. You can give permission. You can give an okay for people. You may have another cookie if you like. I mean, it's okay if you have too many cookies. You can ask for permission. May I borrow your pen, please? May I go to the bathroom? May I take your bag for a minute? And so on. Also, we use it to express wishes. So if you have a wish, you can express it. May the new year bring you happiness. May Allah forgive us all. So you're asking or you're expressing wishes. And finally, you can speculate about past actions. It means you can remember something happened in the past. She's late. She may have missed her plane. So when to use may and when to use might. May and might can normally be interchanged without significant difference in meaning. So you can use this or that, no problem. However, might often implies a smaller chance of something happening when expressing a possibility. So may is more real, might is not very real. That's the only difference. It may rain, it's 70% chance. It might rain, it's like 50-50. It's not that big deal. So when expressing wishes or giving permission, only may is used. So you cannot say, might Allah give you some, happiness. Only with wishes we use may. May Allah forgive us all. May the new year will be good for you. And so on. You have to remember this table to know when to use can and could and when to use may and might. Must is the strongest, is a very strong. When you say is a must, it means there is no discussion. It's a must. It's 100 thing. So we use it for obligation. You must wear a seatbelt when you drive. Deduction, look at all the snow. It must be cold outside. There's no question. Emphasize, necessity. Plants must have light and water. This is a fact. Strong recommendation, we must get together. We must take the medicine. And in the negative, it's also a prohibition, must not, when you can say, you must not use your phone while driving. You must not bring your phone to the classroom. Sometimes we can use had to instead of must in the past tense, like I had to pay my pending tickets. I had to take the medicine. Now, which is stronger, must or have to? Must expresses full obligation, very strong obligation imposed by the speaker, while have to expresses external obligation. It's not a big obligation. So must is stronger than have to. Teacher, you must complete this homework or you must complete this essay by Friday. Student, we have to complete this essay by Friday. So the teacher can use must as a imposed speaker, but the student say we have to complete there. So also it is more common to use have to instead of must in questions. Does he have to do the test? We can say must he do the test and so on. Now let's do a very good exercise. This is taken from your book, from the workbook. So complete the sentences by matching the first half of a sentence on the left and match it with the second half on the right. So I'm going to read for you from 1 to 6. I must have dialed the wrong number. 2, I could have won the race. 3, I may go to the beach tomorrow. 4, I might go to Germany in spring. 5, my aunt might have died. 6, I cannot possibly have left my bag in the office. And to the right we have from A to F, if the weather is good. B, if the doctor hadn't arrived in time. C, because it didn't recognize the voice I heard. D, if I'm accepted on a foreign exchange program. And E, but I sprained my ankle just before crossing the finish line. And finally F, because I remember taking it with me. So now here it's more about the meaning and grammar together. So let's think about the first one. I must have dialed the wrong number. He but suggest is B or D. Actually, it's C. I must have dialed the wrong number because I did not recognize the voice. So you did not recognize the voice. It's a wrong number. So you're calling your friend Muna, and you say, oh, this is not Muna's voice. So I'm sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number. But that's a good try. Number 2. I could have won the race. I could have won the race. So it goes to, so you were running, you were about to win the race, but you have strangled your ankle at the last minute before you finish. So therefore 2 goes to E. So I could have won the race, but I sprained my ankle just before the crossing finish line. Now number A is easy. I may go to the beach tomorrow. I may go to the beach tomorrow. If the weather is good, so you can go to the beach if you have high waves and storm or rain or clouds. So it's better to choose a good day with a good weather. 4, I might go to Germany in spring. I might go to Germany in spring. Number 4 goes to D, which is right in front of it. If I am accepted on a foreign exchange program. And now 5, my aunt might have died. My aunt might have died if the doctor hadn't arrived in time. So this goes for 5. And of course the last one, I can't possibly have left my bag in the office. So of course it's F, which is right next to it, because I remember taking it with me. Good, now let's check the answers. 1 for C, then E, A, D, B, and F. And that is our summary. We have talked about some confusing words. Words that almost have the same meaning, but they are used in different ways, like mention and report, strange and foreign, ticket and fare, similar and identical. And we talked about degrees of obligation, like must is stronger than had to and have to, and then might and may and can and could, and how we use them to express possibility, suggestion, permission, request, and how we use them in the negative. That was all for today. These are the links and the references. If you like to use them, you can watch this lesson anytime, anywhere. If it's all free number Twitter account, you can ask a question and full technical support.
Ah